You're listening to The Squeeze with Tony Pasquazi, Frankie Bacalars, and we are so happy and honored to have basketball stud, frankly, Raheem Anthony here on the show with us. He's coming off a stellar performance against Gustavus and Hamlin, and he did pretty well against St. John's. He's top 5 in the MIAC in a myriad of categories, including scoring. He's leading the Cardinals in almost everything. Him and Eli Cave going back and forth for that. So thank you so much, Raheem, for being on.
Yep, thank you for having me.
Yeah, and the first thing I noticed in that game against St. John's was you hit back-to-back threes. And I remember last season, teams kind of, guarding you away. They wanted you to shoot the three by the end of the season. You struggled just a little bit, and you worked on that very clearly. So is the three-point the only thing you worked on this offseason, or what's the type of work that you put in that is having you, showing out so far this season?
Just a lot of shooting. I realized I sat down with Coach Fano and watched some film about how far they played me back last year. And I realized if I was able to get a jump shot, I could create for not even myself, but others.
Yeah, and you've absolutely done that so far. You've been great with the ball in your hand. You have turned the ball over quite a bit. I've been a little too hard on you on social media, I think. I don't know if you've noticed. What can you do to limit those turnovers, as this season progresses?
I think I leave my feet too much. So I'm more of an off one jumper. So it's too late to make a decision at that point. I think I should just play more off two, so I have more control over the ball.
Okay. Yeah. And then I also suggested, and then was very quickly wronged with your Hamlin performance, that maybe Eli Cave should take more of the point with you as more of a shooting guard kind of role because you're so quick, off the dribble. So would you agree with that? Or are you like Raheem Anthony, true point guard, give me the ball, let's go?
Oh no, me and Eli switch off every here and there depending on the play. So it doesn't matter. He could bring it up, I could bring it up. We're interchangeable, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Awesome. And then how has it been playing with Kareem? You played in high school together. You've played your whole lives pretty much. How is it like playing with your brother?
I mean, just like when we were younger. I mean, he knows what I'm going to do and I know what he's going to do. So there's no miscommunication ever with us, the offense or defense.
Yeah. And who would win in a dunk contest between you and Kareem?
I think I got him on this one. I think I've grown over the years. I think I've gotten him on this one.
Yeah. And then what do you think it's going to be like next year without Kareem? How is that going to feel?
I don't know, to be honest. I mean, he's a big part of our team, more of a leader, senior leader. So I feel like somebody's going to have to take a senior leader role again, no matter the freshman, sophomore, junior, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, for sure. And I didn't do any research looking back, but I'm a Fenwick guy, CCL. I know how it is down there. How was your senior season at D when you lost Kareem? How did you do without him?
We went downstate, lost third place, at above 500 record. We won the Catholic League. We did a lot of things. But that's not saying because Kareem left or anything. I'm not saying it like that. It's just saying we actually did.
Yeah, and I'm assuming you were a big part of that?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know how many points you averaged your senior season in high school?
I think 12, 13 or something like that.
Okay, cool. And do you remember if you played Fenwick, how you did?
Oh, yeah, I do remember. We beat them at their home. And I think we beat them by 16 or something. I had 14 and 7.
Sounds about right.
Tough, yeah. Fenwick, hey, when I was a senior, they were pretty good. Jacob Keller, Jamal Nixon, and but they definitely have fallen off just a little bit. Bryce Hopkins, though, he's pretty dirty.
Oh, yeah.
But now you're in the MIAC, and those teams change. You're not dealing with Fenwicks and Brother Rice and St. Joe's. You're dealing with a different Saint, and that's St. John's and St. Thomas. You played them already this season. You lost by 20. How do you think in conference play, what are your chances against the Johnnies and the Tommies this season?
We actually have a pretty good chance, a better chance. We match up with the Tommies better than we do with Johns, just because the height difference. But I mean, we almost had Thomas at their house last year. We were up 20 and we lost. Johns, we always come out flat. So if we start off better, I feel like we'd have a better chance.
Yeah. And then, Frankie and I, we've been talking a lot since we got off the air. And we've just been talking about how amazing you have been already this season, the progression from last season to this season. And we both kind of came to the conclusion that you are a D1 talent and you have the chance to be MIAC Player of the Year next year and the year after that. Have you ever thought about maybe going and testing the D1 waters?
It's definitely crossed my mind, but St. Mary's, I mean, you guys brought me in, so I really like it here. So it's crossed my mind though. My parents as well.
It's really like I can imagine how tempting it is. Like just like that. It's like the siren song. It's just, I don't know if you've been like contacted by Division I schools since you've been here, but like just knowing that you could go there and do that, I'm sure it's so tempting. But it's really awesome that you do love it here, because obviously we love you here.
Yep.
We're kind of simps for you. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I talk about you a little bit too much sometimes. But yeah, that's really good to hear, because losing Eli this season, losing Kareem this season, one could argue you are already the best player on the team. I'm sure you wouldn't say that just to be nice to your teammates. But you're gonna get a lot more looks. It's pretty much gonna be primarily your junior and senior season. So are you ready to really take up that mantle? And do you think you can succeed and maybe score 30 points a game?
Yeah, I definitely think I could do that. I mean, I feel like me and Eli take the most shots as of right now. So without him, I feel like it's more shots, I guess.
Yeah. More shots and hopefully more made shots. You're out shooting your teammate right now. It's been really fun to watch you. How has the transition been from high school ball to college ball? Because crazily enough, you're probably the fastest guy in the court in college. I can only imagine what that was like in high school. How did you make that transition from high school to college?
I mean, college, a lot of bigger players. I mean, big men. I mean, in high school, we didn't have as many big men as there are in college. So, like, it's easier to get by some big men here. But I've just always been fast with the ball, I guess, to say.
Yeah, and like with the big men, because I thought I feel like I say this to every guest we have. We just have good guests.
We do have good guests.
I saw you this fall in the weight room, and it was like from behind, and I was like, oh, so Raheem got yoked. Like he got jacked this summer. And somebody was like, yeah, he definitely put in work. And I was like, and I was just talking about on the show last week how I think in the MIAC you need the big guys, you need the muscle. And obviously losing Sawyer was kind of the muscle of the team. And I was like, okay, so like Raheem he's the muscle now a little bit. He got big. So I love that.
Yeah. And so you worked on your three, you put in
Thank you.
in the weight room. So what are you going to do this off season? Hopefully after a championship year, if any of us think it's going to go as well as I think we do. But what are you going to work on this off season? What's one thing through 3 games that you think you can get better at?
Just reading defense better, limiting my turnovers, working on like second defense rotation. Because I could get past the first person, but it's about like if another man steps up to me, kicking it out earlier, stuff like that.
Awesome. And Fano did a great job of bringing in some really young talent. And then with the infusion of Nogel and Phillips, I don't think you guys are in trouble next year. I think, if you stick around and those guys continue to develop, you guys have a shot at being, one of the best 3 teams, maybe the best team in the conference. What has that meant to you? Because 2 years ago, this team was nothing, and last year you joined the team, you helped win a playoff game. And what has that all meant to you?
It just means that they want to get better. I mean, I came in with a pretty good recruiting class, and these guys never put their head down. They just keep working, and I love that about them, to be honest.
Yeah, and then I have an answer in my head who I think it is, but I want to ask a guy who actually plays basketball for his opinion. Who is the best defender on your team right now?
Probably Kareem or Deshaun for sure.
Yeah,
Creep was my answer.
yeah, Kareem was my answer
Yeah.
too. And Sean, he's a junior, right? So he'll be back next season.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be a lot of fun. What do you think? This is probably the last question, but next season, if you had to guess, with Cave and your brother Kareem leaving, who do you think the top 5 rotation is going to be? Who's going to be the starting 5?
Me, Sean, Freet.
Yeah.
Probably Bruce. Bruce has been playing good. Probably Bruce. And depending on the recruiting class, either Nick Falls or Ian.
Yeah, Nick Falls. What do you think he has to work on? Because he didn't get a lot of playing time last season. He's already got a lot more playing time this season, and I can see it. Like I can see a shadowy figure kind of emerging and becoming a good player in this conference. What's the biggest step that he has to take where he can be that starting 5 that you can count on game in and game out?
His is more not so skill, it's more so confidence. He just has to be confident. He can do everything, but he just sometimes he gets down on himself. And I guess we're teammates, so we have his back. So
yeah, that's great to hear. And I noticed that too. It's just sometimes he gets the ball in the post and it kind of, gets away from him. He doesn't plant his feet and really go to work, but he's got that big body and I know he's got the skill. So it's good to hear that it's just a confidence thing. And hopefully with more playing time, he can continue to get better in that regard. And then one last question. It's a really tough one. It's probably the hardest one we've asked.
okay.
Who do you got in the Super Bowl?
I don't know. I don't know. Two very good teams. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of either, but I truly just don't know.
Oh, I see. So Raheem's got a lot of fans in Kansas City and Tampa Bay, and he doesn't want to piss anyone. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks, Raheem. Good luck this week, and go get those Johnnies on Saturday.
All right. Thank you for having me.